Stay-at-home moms don't leave good men. Stay-at-home mothers who value being home with their babies and not in the workforce don't just decide to end their marriages and go out and get a job and risk poverty and putting those kids in childcare because their husbands are amazing. They do it because something in that home makes leaving seem appealable.
But the quickest way to get rid of a man that's causing you problems is to ask them for money.
Easiest way to get women like this to leave you alone indefinitely is to ask them to take any kind of personal accountability.
I learned to not date the guy that looks good on paper and the guy that projects, like, peacocking. I've dated the 6 foot, perfect on paper type of guys, and they're working through stuff, and I don't want to work through it. They have to look super successful and they don't let their guard down. But people who can have nothing and have a lot of fun and know how to just kind of talk to you as a person, I think they're my favorite people.
I'm gonna try not to blush on this one, but these are 6 signs that man is good in bed. Number 1, when he talks, he uses his hands a lot. 2, he pays attention to your feelings. 3, he is not selfish. 4, he's a good kisser. 5, he makes serious and intense eye contact with you. And lastly, 6, he is not in a rush.
Everybody likes to say is people have options. Everybody has options. But I want you to try something in real life. Say it out loud in front of the actual human being. Yes, she's one of my options. Watch that whole room freeze over because the word only works at a distance. The second it touches a real person, it just sounds wrong. And that's your first signal about it. Because if a concept cannot survive contact with the situation it describes, it's probably not describing reality. It's describing a model people invented. And people say they have options because they're interested in a lot of people. That's like saying you cook dinner because you open the fridge a lot. Looking at the food is not the same as cooking it.
Hi, little bro, you're doing too much. It's not that complex. And this is what happens when people's thoughts are tangential instead of linear and logical. He's conflating a few ideas and also equivocating on the word option to fit his statements, meaning he's just making a logical fallacy and changing the definition of the word option to mean whatever he wants it to mean. Now, the definition of the word option simply means a thing that is or may be chosen. Now, if you're lying or telling the truth, that does not negate the fact that it's still an option. Now, some men value is high enough and they can afford to tell the woman the truth where the woman will not disqualify him. Other men are losers and they got a lot of women in order to maintain that woman to be an option. Women, on the other hand, they got guys in a friend zone for 10 to 20 years and that dude is a dork sitting in friend zone waiting as an option to be her mate. Options is a thing. He's talking as if it's relative and people really ain't got options. No. People got options. Maybe you ain't got no options. There's relationship options. There's options for different people. And if you're a woman, you even got a free dinner date option. Now, I do debate nights every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I debunk weird ideologies like this.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
The reason so many of us have a glow up after we get out of a relationship is because we abandon ourselves during the relationship and we abandon our friends. And there's so much to be rebuilt. But if you remember your priorities, you don't self-abandon. You don't deprioritize your friends. There's no need for a glow up. Your life is already glowing. There's just one specific part that's no longer there.
Listen up, because you do not have options like you think you do. None of those men want to actually pursue you. They just want to light that pork chop up. Okay? They just want to attack that kid or litter. You got a bunch of Punani warriors. None of them want to be with you. So quit the, oh, I got options. Everybody wants me. They want the box. They want the box. It's not a flex like you ladies think that is. Okay? Which I say, clock it.
Trying to explain to a man that if a girl says to leave us alone, do anything but leave us alone. Unless it's said multiple times, but most of the time, girls just we want the attention. We want you to
No means no. And if he keeps pursuing after you say no, he could end up in jail. And who cares if you want the attention? If you constantly need external validation like that, you might need some help. It's not his job to give that to you. So what, you can friend zone him anyways? What benefit do men get out of this? Nothing. Men respect our boundaries. That's why when you say no, they go about their day.
Stop sharing those opinions. You don't need to be telling people what they can and can't wear, what you think is okay and what isn't okay,
Well, black men are the leaders of black women, so we tell you guys what to do.
And that's where I end this because that is very weird. I don't like
Is that not true?
No, that is incorrect.
So when you go to date a man, do you want a leader?
I don't want to date a man.
You're not. You don't go that way.
Not particularly.
Okay, so that makes sense for you. But I mean,
still,
black women that want a black
gender
man.
does not dictate how you lead, who you're leading.
Yes, it does.
Ooh, yeah. I should have ended this conversation a long time ago.
Okay.
Do you think most women like men? No, especially in today's society. Oh, hell no. These women hate men for no reason.
Do you think most women actually like men?
No, most women don't like you guys. However, a majority of men absolutely like a majority of women. That creates obviously an imbalance. With feminism, with technology, them being able to provide for themselves essentially, it makes it even worse for men because now they really don't like you and they don't have to deal with you. It's not that they necessarily hate you guys, but it's you guys are invisible to them. Girl walks into a CVS, goes to the clerk, pays some guy there. She's not going to remember that guy. She might pay attention to maybe only one or two guys that she actually found attractive. Men, we're on the other hand, we go into a CVS, we are looking at all women like they're all visible to us. Women don't operate like that. A majority of men are virtually invisible to them.
Ladies, let me give y'all some advice real quick, okay? When you first meet a man, do not ask him to pay your bills. It's going to make him feel like that's all you want from him, or he's going to put you in a broke category. When he take you on dates, do not be strolling through your phone the whole time and do not talk about your ex at all because he's going to feel like you're not that interested in him, okay? Do not post him or anything y'all do on social media because it's not their business and he's not your man yet. From my understanding, men don't like when we address ourselves as alpha women, so we gotta stop that, ladies. He will notice how hard you work. He will notice how you take care of business, and he gonna notice all the things you do for yourself. Also, let me say this. If you go to him often for advice, and he notices you don't do what he say, you're gonna push him away because he's gonna feel like you don't value his opinion, or he's gonna feel like you're not willing to listen to him.
Why men hesitate to approach women? Because the cost of getting it wrong is so much higher than the reward of actually getting it right. Because rejection is usually public now. You don't know if she's filming you. She posts it on social media, goes viral, and everyone looks at you as a creep or some other terminology. All because you thought she was pretty and wanted to buy her a dinner or something. She'll also say no. Because the rules are inconsistent. What works for one man doesn't work for another. What works with one woman does not work for another. So every interaction for him is eggshells. And not only that, but he's supposed to approach it confidently. How do you be confident with something where the rules are constantly changing? Because men are told to be bold, but also don't bother her, don't harass her, don't make her feel uncomfortable. Well, what does that even mean? Because men genuinely don't want to ruin your day or interrupt your reading or interrupt your scrolling. So they're not going to risk approaching you.
Once upon a time in New York, you could walk past a group of guys. A couple of them will lock in on you. One of them will decide, oh no, I'm going for it. Start walking with you 10 blocks, talking to you, trying to get to know you, trying to get your phone number or your social media accounts. He would commit to the bit, like, no, I'm walking with you. Wherever you going, I'm going with you, because I want that number, I want that information. I'm trying to get with you, for real. Like, they would commit. They would yearn. You'll be walking down the street, a man see you in his car, he start following you in the car, and it wasn't even creepy. It was like low-key romantic because he really wanted to run down on you so bad. He was willing to take a detour from the way he was going to now go where you're going because he want to talk to you because you look that good. I don't know what happened. I don't know why the men in New York stopped doing these things. A man in New York used to talk to you while you was pregnant. He didn't even care if your baby had a dad. He didn't care. You look good. Don't care. I'll take care of that baby. Like, they used to be on that. I'm not sure what happened, but I miss the real New Yorkers. The real niggas that used to really run down. It's not the same. It's so sad right now. Dating pool is full of piss and pride.
Oh dear. They do try ever so hard, don't they, to try to get me to dislike myself. However, little attempts like this, childish as they may be in my opinion, are not going to work. And for reference, the commenter here claims to be the original creator of this video right here. Yeah, the one where the woman was complaining that men were talking in the coffee shop and they couldn't enjoy their coffee. Yeah, that one. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. If they claim that I hate myself because I love men so much, I really would actually like an explanation of how a person can come to that conclusion. Because having respect and love for your fellow human being is actually not a sign of self-hatred. What are they teaching in school these days? Apparently nothing worth learning if this is the end result. Or are some women just so angry that there's actually some other women that will stand up for men when they see them being unnecessarily and unjustifiably disparaged, that they have to lash out at other women because they're so angry?
So who do you think are the biggest enforcers of gender roles, men or women?
Men, because they're more dominant.
Yeah, but who typically pays on a first date?
Men.
Who's typically expected to approach?
Men.
Who typically buys the drinks at nightclubs?
Men.
Who typically gets down on one knee?
Men.
Isn't that all traditional male behavior?
I think a girl loves it, and a girl loves to be chased.
Once again, who are the biggest enforcers of gender roles, men or women?
It's a good question because women expect it when men don't want to do it all the time, but men get the benefit of going out of their way to do their gender roles.
So would you say that women are the biggest enforcers of gender roles? Would you agree with that?
No.
You said women expect it though, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, does a man necessarily have to expect a woman to do traditional things to be with him? Or?
Oh, nowadays, no. Women don't want to cook, clean, provide for the family. It's definitely different. 2026.
So once again, how are women not the biggest enforcers of gender roles?
I don't think they're subtle enforcers. Like, it's expected.
Well, right, but you're saying that women expect men to be in their roles, but women don't want to be in their roles. So to me, that sounds like it is sad. But my point is, it sounds like women are enforcing gender roles more than men are. Is that true?
I guess that makes sense, yeah.
So if women are the biggest enforcers of gender roles, how are women not the biggest enforcers of patriarchy? The very thing they demonize men for.
I don't know. I'm in a healthy relationship, so I can't really speak on that.
You know, when men talk about simping, essentially what they mean is, in a lot of situations, I've already done that. It hasn't worked. Well, you should just simp for a woman. You should put a woman on a pedestal. No, it doesn't work at all. As a matter of fact, the guys that have been simping for you are in your friend zone. We like a good simp. Of course you do. Because the man is doing everything that you want him to do. But you don't respect him. You don't respect him at all. We got these think pieces about, well, the nice guy isn't really nice. He's doing it for, he has an ulterior motive or it's something that he wants. Yeah, he wants you. Obviously, he wants to be in love with you. He wants a relationship with you. What are you talking about right now? And so men are catching on and they're saying, listen, she's not going to treat me with respect no matter how good I treat her. Oh, well, your intentions aren't clear. Your intentions ain't pure. You don't want to really be my friend. I do want to be a friend. But I also want to be romantically involved with you. Two things can be true. Modern women, instead of just taking accountability and saying, yeah, I use that man, they'll go around the bush, beat around the bush and say, oh, well, you know, we're just not meant to be together. He's a simp. Oh, we like it. No. You like the stuff that it gives you, but you don't like him.
When Alex said, like, oh, I need a prenup, I was just, I remember I had zero emotional reaction. I watched my parents get divorced. My mom tried to take my dad for, like, everything. And my dad, I remember on Thanksgiving going over to his house, and it was a apartment with no electricity and a blow-up mattress on the floor. We ate a rotisserie chicken with candles because she had taken so much money from my dad. Watching that was, like, heartbreaking. Going into, like, having a relationship with anybody, my mentality was like, I want to be self-sufficient. I don't want to rely on somebody else because I don't want that to be why I'm getting married. I just remember we were in the car and I had signed the prenup. I was like, oh, here it is. It's like, I signed it right away. And he ripped it up and threw it out the window. And I was like, why'd you just do that? I've got to sign another. And he's like, I'm not doing this. I was like, why? He's like, because I'm marrying you because I know that you're not that person.
Things change. People change. I think he made a mistake when he tore it up and threw it through the window. Everybody should get a prenup before they actually get married.
I could watch you for a lifetime. You my fave.
I've always found it so fascinating when I see TikToks that are like this, that all go with this weird scenario about how
the future husband of their kids, you know, yeah, they asked them out like 100 times, and it wasn't until the 101st time that the girl finally said yes, and now they're married. Like, to me, this makes literally both of you look bad. And honestly, the fact that she felt to post this shows like the level of respect she kind of has for her husband. Because what you're saying subconsciously is two things. Number one is your husband did not have a lot of options because he was probably chasing after you no matter how many times you said no. And then you wanted to do better, but therefore you persistently tried probably for a few years to get better, but those guys did not want you. So eventually, when you came to the realization that the guys that you wanted don't want you, and the girl that he wants eventually would run out of options, you finally chose him. And what I don't get is, like, you post this, and then when like a billion people pointed out the same thing that I did, she just turns off comments. Like, what did you want out of this? Did you want us to be like, oh, yay, that's so nice of you to point out the fact that your husband literally chased after you and you didn't want him and you wanted other people, and then finally said yes because nobody wanted you? Just remember, boys, a girl who breaks up with you or says no to you, then suddenly agrees to it later, it wasn't because she realized that suddenly she wanted you. It's that she suddenly realized that the guys that she didn't want her.
These are the top 5 things a husband needs from his wife. You will literally change your relationship if you implement these 5 things and really focus on them. Number 1, definitely the most important, every single man wants it, and it's respect. Don't criticize, don't point out his flaws, don't speak negatively about him in public. Number 2 is physical intimacy. Yes, both parties benefit from this, but men release far more oxytocin, so it's actually their biggest stress reliever. If quite literally anything is wrong in your relationship, just have more sex. Number 3 is trust. Stop checking his phone while he's in the shower. Stop putting locks on certain apps. You're his wife, not his mother. Number 4 is submission. I promise when you stop living like it's your way or the highway, not only will he step up and become a better leader, but your relationship will grow so much stronger. And you will actually be able to rest into your femininity. Number 5 is encouragement. As a wife, you have the power to build your man into something he couldn't become on his own, or the power to completely destroy him and his reputation. Choose your words wisely. As a woman, your actions and words have a lot more power than you think to completely change your relationship.
So true. A lot of women won't agree, especially about the submissive part.
College doesn't indoctrinate, college educates.
Sure about that? Because that has been a subject of debate amongst many individuals. Because quite frankly, and speaking as a person who does have a college degree, it really depends what that person chooses to study and where they choose to study it. I know some don't like hearing that, but, well, the truth is often not easy to hear.
It teaches you not what to think, but how to think critically.
Really? Well, let's put a little critical reasoning and thinking to the test then, shall we? If that was indeed the case, and the majority of what they said was actually true, then the majority of those individuals who graduated from university would be able to demonstrate without any difficulty whatsoever that the majority of their actions were based on decisions that were based in facts and logic, and not on emotions. However, that is not usually what is seen from those who attended university with certain degrees, now is it? So before someone goes making generalizations, perhaps one should think more critically about these things. Or was that not taught in your university?
All I want to know is, where are the blue-collar men when they're not at work? Because they're rarely at the bar, they're not on Hinge, like, I can't find them anywhere. Sometimes at Buffalo Chip, but that's about it.
So can we normalize you letting me borrow your husband, and not in that way, you freaking weirdos, but like in the way where you both come over and he helps, you know, hang my TV and lift all the heavy things, and we drink wine at the same time, and I'll make you both dinner, and he can have a beer at the same time too. Like it's a win-win-win-win. But I need to borrow your husband.
This is absolutely the result of men leaving the friend zone, which is becoming so widespread that here we see a woman coming online asking other women if she can borrow their husbands. It's called a handyman. You Google somebody locally, you call that number, and then guess what? You have to pay for it. Because trust me, no husband wants to spend hours at your house, even if his wife is there, to fix things for you and then get just a beer and some food out of it. That man would much rather just stop for some takeout food on the way home from work and then actually be able to sit down for an hour, which is honestly all he wants, because these husbands out here are tired. Lastly, could you imagine a man coming on here making a video and talking about how he wants to borrow your wife in order to do wifey things, like cleaning and cooking and doing laundry, no, he would be canceled so quickly and he would be kicked off of social media. But that doesn't happen when a woman makes that video because of the double standard.
I've accepted that I'm probably going to be single my whole life at this rate because every guy I think is cute apparently has like 5,000 other people on him. Body inflation is way too real. Everyone's got a ridiculous body nowadays. I just can't compete, bro. Y'all can have them. I'm out. I'm good.
I genuinely can't stand wives that say, oh, I don't do anything for my husband. He's a grown man. He can do it himself. What the are you there for? You use. Just imagine if the roles were reversed. You as a wife are working a 9 to 5 or even 12 hours a day. You come home, the dishes aren't washed, dinner isn't made, and your clothes are dirty. So you have to come home, cook your own food, wash your own dishes, clean your own area, wash your own laundry, and then on top of that, you gotta shower. And you'll only get just maybe a few minutes, maybe an hour or two to yourself, and then you have to go to bed because you have to wake up early for work. You women would divorce your husbands in a heartbeat if this was the case.
And this is why I'm so confused on why so many women think that they shouldn't have to cook, clean, or work, but they'll happily demand he pay the bills. Like, what does he get out of it? You may be pretty to look at, but for a lot of men, I mean, they can go on Google and type in pretty woman and beautiful women will pop up on his page if he just wants to look at pictures of beautiful women. Like, what are you there for then? Just like she says. Also, when you're a housewife, you get to see all of the kids first. You get to be there for them. You get to shape them. A lot of men would absolutely love to be able to spend that much time with their kids. I'm not saying being a stay-at-home wife is hard and doesn't require a lot of labor. It definitely does. It's usually, you get a lot more advantages than he does.
You want to lose a woman? Treat her good. Have a job. Take care of her. Tell her you love her. Tell her you respect her. Tell her I want to be with you. Tell her I want a family with you. Tell her you the only one I want, and you'll lose that quick. I'm trying to tell you, if you want to lose her, listen, you can cheat on her, she'll stay with you. Beat her, she'll stay with you. You can lie, all that toxic. They love that. But if you want to lose her, just be loyal to her. Yeah. Just show her some respect. Just say, look, I miss you. I want to marry you. I want to take care of you. That motherfucker run for the hills. I don't want no good man.
Why some women don't actually want peace. For them, if the relationship isn't chaotic, it doesn't feel like they have chemistry with you. If they grew up in that type of environment or they've created that environment for themselves and that's where they feel comfortable, then that's their default. And there's nothing you can do to fix this. She would have to go get help herself. So when you, a calm, predictable, and stable man shows up, it can feel boring for her. You're not boring, but that's what she feels. Next, for a lot of women, drama makes them feel important. That's why sometimes you see the women that are like, oh, I hate drama, are the ones actually causing it. Because they want attention, positive or negative. Because arguments often feel urgent. You gotta do this now. And that roller coaster of emotions constantly feels like passion to them. They need a lot of that in their lives. And I feel like we all want a little bit of like the roller coaster sometimes, but you can reserve that for maybe a TV show or something, not your whole life. Also, some women want control over you. They don't want peace. So they'll purposely provoke you, they'll test you, they'll withdraw from you to keep you on edge on purpose, because then they can control your overall lifestyle, your feelings. And often peace requires letting go that you can control everything and trust that it will work out in your favor. And oftentimes these women, their entire identity will be built around, oh, I am a strong woman. I'm strong. I don't need a man. I don't tolerate anything. And those types of women often need drama constantly and chaos, and they'll bring it into your life because she thinks she's being strong when she does that. And the reality is she's just being hard to be around. Right? And I also feel like it's one of those things where people might get a little bit offended. Oh, you assumed I liked that? Do you even know me? I know a lot of men are understanding and they wouldn't think that. They would be so grateful that you thought of them and even considered getting them something, because I know a lot of men aren't used to receiving gifts. And I also know money is tight for a lot of people nowadays. So yeah, maybe it's like a $60 jacket or something, and you're genuinely worried. You don't know if it's like the correct fit or style. And if you ended up buying it for them, if they ended up just putting it in their closet and leaving it there long term and never wore it. That can be hard on some of us. This is why I don't get why so many people are like mocking it.
Listen, I don't think submission is exclusive to men or women, but if you want to generalize, men are more submissive. They just are. Okay, women are way better leaders. They don't need to be told what to do. They don't like being told what to do. That's why in order to be submissive, they have to be oppressed with no rights, right? Men love being told what to do. They need it, actually. All right, that, like, no one respects a man in power like other men. That's why men are better soldiers, because they listen. They always got to be told what to do. How the f do you think you're a leader of a household when you can't even, like, take the trash out without someone telling you it needs to be taken out? Some of you can't even go to the grocery store without, like, calling your wife a million times. Okay? Women are not submissive.
If I was a billionaire and then I marry a 22-year-old girl and then 5 years later she leaves me, I have to give her half of my money? Are you freaking insane? Here's what caused me to have prenup. She called me about a couple things that she wanted us to spend money on her family. And it pissed me off because they're taking advantage of you. If I don't have a prenup, I actually don't know if I have the drive to give my best.
Because you might lose it.
Because I might lose it. But if I have a prenup, I'm giving my best.
Some people would say, well, you shouldn't be marrying someone that you're not 1,000% sure that it's going to work out with.
You know what it is for a man to believe that the marriage, both sides are going to be great? Do you know that's a form of thinking you're God? I don't know what's going to happen with her later on. So why don't we not play God and let's play humans, beings, and let's write a nuptial agreement. And by the way, I am all about marriage. I'm all about having kids, having a family. But I also understand people change.
So when the men you want consume you and the men who want you bore you, that's not a preference, that's a pattern. When you're into someone, it's like it hits you like a wave. And when there is a man who actually does show up, it's like your entire body just shuts down and you feel nothing. It's like there's something missing, but you just can't name it. Here's what's actually happening. That overwhelm is not actually passion or chemistry. It's your nervous system recognizing an old pattern and flooding your system with urgency before it disappears. And the underwhelm isn't a lack of chemistry. It's your body not knowing what to do with someone who's actually safe. Because safety has never been the feeling that you associate with love. This doesn't mean you have to settle for boring or for somebody you don't feel attracted to. There's a beautiful balance that can happen where you feel safety and spark with the right man when you've rewired your nervous system to stop confusing intensity or chaos for chemistry.
Mandatory vasectomies for baby boys. Yeah, I said it. And if that made you flinch, good. You won't want to miss part 2 either. Trust me. You want to solve half of society's problems? Start there. Because here's the truth. Men don't want to wear condoms. They don't want accountability. They want raw. And when the baby comes, they say, oh, it's not my problem. So fine. Mandatory vasectomies. Problem solved. They would drop overnight. Date rape pregnancies, gone. Single motherhood, cut in half. Generational trauma, reduced. And crime would plummet. Because fatherless homes are the #1 pipeline to gangs and prison. Fix the fathers, fix the future.
This is a woman who literally hates men, down to the point where she wants to sabotage a small baby because in her mind there's no world in which that baby boy grows up to be a man of honor, a man of virtue, or any. It's just not possible, right?
He's looking for a woman that will fit the role that he needs in his life. And because men are always scanning and men are always on the hunt, they're going to give you an opportunity. Oh, you can't be honest? Okay, next. Oh, you can't spend money responsibly? Okay, next. You can't talk to me with respect? Okay, next. My point is that when you feel like a man has just moved somebody out of the way and gotten somebody else quickly, he was already looking for the qualities in that woman that he selected. It's not about you per se, and it's not about her per se. A man is looking for a role. A man is looking for a woman who is going to be what he needs. So, when women say, well, he didn't waste any time. He gave her an opportunity to prove the type of woman she was going to be. Is she going to be loyal? Is she going to be whatever he needs? And if she's not, he'll move on to the next woman who will.
Men stay single because people disrespect your privacy. And why the Inquisition? You sound, I'm assuming you want to say crazy with those emojis. First of all, I'm not the crazy one. He was the one licking wieners on Craigslist for money, and he had access to my body while he was out there doing God knows what with God knows who. And y'all ain't staying single by choice. It ain't voluntary. We both know that. And when I say men, I'm specifically talking about white men. And it ain't because I ain't been with any other kind of men. I had a week in August 2015 that looked like something out of United Nations up in here. I'm trailing off anyways. White men are creepy in my experience, and the more I learn about y'all, the less I trust y'all. I will always find an opportunity to go through that phone, to go through that computer, make sure it's locked the down. And honestly, if the guy locked down, that only makes me want to find out more. Y'all will critters, corpses, children. I'm pretty sure the reason we have so many is because y'all started the critters.
Something that you may not be aware of, but for International Women's Month, we are required to make a man cry every day.
I truly hope that they're joking. However, on the off chance that they're not, do allow me to be blunt. If another person, any person, tries to intentionally hurt another person, even up until the point of making them so emotionally distressed that they actually cry, do let me remind some of you out there that that essentially makes you a terrible person. I didn't stutter.
I know, it's a big task. It's a big task, but I believe in you. I do. I think you can do it. Have you already today? If not, there's still time.
Oh yes, there's plenty of time for me to say that this won't work on most men, because most men honestly don't care about the opinions of individuals who are obviously so misguided that they would actually think that something like this was a good idea. Again, I hope this is just a terrible joke just to try to get views, but essentially, it really is revealing a lot of women for the type of person that they really are.
These modern women are getting out here saying anything and everything, and the worst advice too. It's terrible advice. It's terrible advice. And it'd be one thing if you had like a 20-year-old talking about some, whatever it might be. That'd be one thing. But these modern women, it'd be women in their 50s. It'd be women in their 50s talking like this, talking crazy. It'd be women in their 50s and 60s. Oh, just do this. Oh, go here. You only have one life. Do that. Be with this man. Act like this. Dress like that. Like, who told you? And these are the women that say, I can't find a man to take me seriously. I can't find a man that would want to wife me. I'm hot. I got my best fit on. I got my makeup that's popping. Face is beat down. What am I missing? You're missing the fact that you're going on podcasts and TikToks that you got going on out here, telling young women how to be promiscuous, telling them what to wear that they shouldn't be wearing, telling them how to act when they shouldn't be acting that way. That's the problem. Modern women have lost decorum. They've lost the art of being appropriate, the art of femininity. They've lost it. And I don't care if you go through a course about black cat energy and divine feminine, and that's just you learning how to lay on a couch for seven hours a day. That's just you learning how to hold a wine glass and drink from it without turning your head and not spilling stuff on your neck. That's what that is. It's foolishness. It's stupidity. Y'all not teaching these young ladies, hey, here, it's great to be feminine. That is fantastic. How do I interact with a man in the correct way? How do I learn what his energy is? How he acts, what his behaviors are, so I know where my place is. And a man has to understand it. Okay, so, and this is what y'all ask for. Well, I want a man to just kind of read the room. That's what you're asking for. I want a man to observe my behaviors and to know what I'm like, or know the situation, observe the behaviors of the situation and the dynamics, the social dynamics, the nonverbal and the verbal cues of the whatever situation it is, and then act accordingly. But when modern women, it seemed like they brain turn off when it's them that has to read the room. when it's them that has to do the observing. Modern women are out here acting crazy and then giving terrible information, wondering why they're still single. Absolutely not.